Morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. So, let's get into today's show. It's Monday, a lot going on. I heard that Call for an Uprising did a decode on Busta Rhymes' music video. I went to go look at that music video, and I guess it had been up for a while. So, we had talked about that EE symbol and how it looked like two number threes mirrored from one another. That appeared on the forehead of a Catholic priest in Busta Rhymes' video. I hadn't seen that, obviously, but more confirmation that we're on the right trail here, right? So many of you will remember this film, Paycheck. It starred Ben Affleck, who was a popular actor at the time, and he's basically an electrical and software engineer. And what he does is these companies, these billion-dollar companies, hire him to reverse engineer these technologies. And they basically take information and take all of the knowledge from whatever product that they found, and they engineer it back into their own new product. So they basically are thieves, corporate thieves, I guess you could call it. And Ben Affleck wants to retire, and he gets one last big assignment. And he believes that this will help sail him right into retirement. Except what they do when he goes in on these projects is they'll wipe his memory. And in this case, that's exactly what they do. He expects it, but what happens when he goes into his bank account to see where his check is, it's not there. At that point, they try to kill him. Now, you think that they're doing this because, he knows information, but actually they do it because he, during his 3-year contract, builds a time machine. He sees the future, he sees what's about to happen, and how everything's going to be destroyed, the world's going to be destroyed. And he realizes this, and he also knows that his memory is about to be wiped. And so he leaves himself 19 items. There's actually 20, but he thinks there's 19. There's that number 19 again, right? The number 19 means so much. It's loaded. We found all kinds of things. There are 19 total feast days in the year. There's a 19-year solar and lunar cycle. Also 19 in the Jewish calendar. It's based on 19 years. We also saw on the facade of the towers, before they came down, we saw 19 tridents, with each having 3 prongs, which means 57 total. And that fits right into everything that's happening right now. 5.7 is 5G whiz. So Ben Affleck basically mails himself these 19 items, and he has to basically solve the puzzle. He has to realize that the time machine exists and then destroy it. So sounds pretty simple and straightforward, right? Basic science fiction.
machine predicts a war. We go to war to avert it. It predicts a plague. We herd all the sick together. Create a plague.
It predicts a plague. We herd all the sick together. Create a plague.
Create a plague. Avert it. It predicts a plague. We herd all the sick together. Create a plague.
It predicts a plague. We herd all the sick together. Create a plague.
Influences and entities are affecting our world leaders, and there is some technology. I would compare it to something similar to a crystal ball, and they're calling it time travel, but really it's not. It's demonic influences showing them bits and pieces of the future, which causes fear, which then just
do you know that? This is a real crystal ball?
I wish.
Moving towards an idea, a thought, that there is a looking glass, the crystal.
We live in a three-dimensional world. Until now, the world of computing has been a flat world consisting of two-dimensional imagery. Now, through the use of exclusive breakthrough technology, ARC has made it possible. Possible for you to get a life. ARC. Where we can work and play in the lifelike world of three-dimensional reality. A-Life, the living monitor.
this, movies like this, and don't even understand the what effect do you think that has on the chicken?
When I checked this envelope out, I read a grant. They told me I signed in 20 items, but there were only 19.
Only 19. Only 19. Only 19.
Here's the virus.
Here's the virus. Here's the virus.
The machine went down at 3:03 this afternoon.
Now, obviously computers get V words as well, VIRUSs, but when you couple that with how he gets injected to wipe his memory of God, or I guess you could say, they wipe his memory, but really what they're really saying is wiping your memory of God. That's what they're really referring to here.
303. Can you program around the virus?
No, it's not that kind of virus. Come on, I'll show you.
Of course, they got to incorporate the helium. So another repeating theme across this channel. If you were only to watch this one video, you wouldn't understand. You'd be like, that's ridiculous. It's just some kids with balloons. No, it's not. We uncovered helium.
viewing theoretically could be accomplished.
Mike, come on.
Catch your breath and you sleep now. Don't whisper, it's too loud. Live every deeper moment. So hard when it's so far and you're lost. Forget that. And the hands break. Are you scared now? Don't be scared now. There's still time. It's not hard.
Because after looking at all the evidence, the only logical, albeit hard to accept conclusion is that he was able to predict what was going to happen to him.
Decker was working at JPL on a laser-enhanced lens. He claimed the lens was powerful enough to see around the curvature of the universe.
He's called for a mirror and a lens, and the only thing he uses is a lens. So yes, you're not looking back at yourself now, in the present.
No, you are not. You're looking at the future. Decker believed that if you could see around a curve that went on forever, you would end up back where you started. Decker believed that if you could looking at yourself.
Okay, start turning left. Tell me what you see.
The mirror.
Now, obviously, these are scenes from Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko sees through the mirror, through the looking glass. He travels in time as well. And they did a skit where they were making fun of Trump. And they mentioned Donnie Darko. And he says, this is my favorite film. Why? Because there's a triumph on Donnie Darko's shirt, which is Trump. This was a long time ago, you guys. This is a clip from Childhood's End, or a screenshot from Childhood's End. Again, he accessed these demonic, aliens that were offering them an injection. See the pattern here? To cure all disease in the world. He accesses his ambassador through a mirror. Man in the mirror.
The mirror. The mirror.
So now you understand what Gemini Man means. Trump's a Gemini. Looking at yourself in the mirror in a different time, in a different place. You understand what some of this other mirror, man in the mirror symbolism really means. By the way, Michael Jackson's A Man in the Mirror, released in 1988. Time and space. There's Trump. He's Janus, Gemini.
Whoa. What is this? It's for your memory wipe.
So there you have it. So this is the injection, right? And it's supposed to wipe his memory. Very similar to the VCs that are being talked about right now. And there have been reports, rumors, I guess, that I haven't really seen, substantiated yet, or at least the mainstream media is not admitting to it, that people are losing their connection to God after the injection. They even call it a marker here. It's a marker, like the mark. And let's play this through here.
We inject you with an isotope, migrates to your brain, lodges, serves as a marker, then when we're done, another injection erases everything back to the marker.
And there you see right here, talk about smallpox, VC is the end of uncertainty. This is one of the headlines from the scene here.
Look at the last one.
Oh my God, that's the future. Oh my God, that's the future. Machine predicts a war. We go to war to avert it. Whatever future this predicts, we make happen. It predicts a plague, we herd all the sick together, create a plague. Seeing the future will destroy us. We give over control of our lives completely. I did this.
So obviously this is another scene from My Pet Goat. A lot of elements from My Pet Goat 2 inside this film that came out decades ago. Bizarre, right?
Catch your breath and you sleep now. Don't whisper, it's too loud. Live every deeper moment. So hard when it's so far and you're lost. Then the hands break. Are you scared now? Don't be scared now. There's still time. It's not
No future. They have no future. You take away the mystery. You take away hope.
So you're probably chomping at the bit about what this lotus could mean. And that's what we're going to get into right now. This is crazy. Let's pull this up here. I want to make sure we're connected first before we go on with this. I think we got the sound issues fixed out. I had a bad headset, which was causing a short. So I'm glad you guys could all make it back. New headset, no short. Yeah, I'm sick of 19 too. Feminazi Slayer. Alright. I don't see any complaints about the sound, so yeah, remember that song 19? 19 in strong suit coordinates means slaughter. Uh-oh. There's no sound again? Really? Wow, weird. Okay, so let's keep going with this and check out what this is all about in terms of the lotus. Well, did you know that lotus seeds can germinate after having no water for thousands of years. And what that means is the seed can transcend time. And they grow out of the muck and the mud of swamps. You could compare that to like black goo. And once a lotus begins growing, what happens is it closes every single night and opens up every single day when the sun comes up. And at night, it drops below the waterline. So it's basically born again every single day, from below to above. It's basically timeless. It's like a resurrection. So the lotus really represents the transcendence of time. If you think about all the symbolism surrounding the lotus. And when I say time travel, what I really mean is the ancient Egyptians believed that by preserving their DNA, which was like black goo, they would take the internal organs from the pharaohs, put it in these canopic jars, and it would basically reduce down to a black goo. And by preserving that DNA, they could then reanimate and recreate soulless golems that they could rebirth at any point in time, thousands of years later, and they could reanimate them with possessed souls, basically from demons, like a host body. Does that make sense? So to them, that's time travel, because the demon opens its eyes inside this body, and it's like, wow, I just woke up from 2,000 years ago with all the same memories and thoughts. Now, I don't know this for a fact to be true, but it makes a lot of sense. I believe that many of our world leaders are golems possessed by ancient pharaonic demons. So, those are my final thoughts on the lotus flower and how this relates to why the ancient Egyptians loved this flower. Because they were fallen Nephilims. That's why they were so tall and large on the hieroglyphs. Now, it's interesting because the word lotus, it is mentioned in the Bible like one time. Uh-oh. Still got static, you guys? It's actually in the book of Job. I did stop talking for a little bit, but that was because I was playing the video. So all right, so those are my final thoughts. I'm going to play this back and figure out what's going on with my sound. You guys, I did stop talking for a little while, so maybe that's why you didn't hear any sound. But we'll see. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the show today. And if I need to do the show again, we can do that. Take care and be safe, you guys.